Pretty narrow. Lots of limbs. Muddy, but still not bad. Riverbend Blue Way launch. Lots of bikes. Not as formal, but I think far superior overall. Nowhere near as muddy. I think I like this spot better. I have no idea what's in between here and Anderson Point Park. 6 miles, I'm pretty sure. So it was 1 mile from where I started off to Buffalo Road launch. So now I don't know if there's any in between, but I'm sure there are. But I like that it's got some good shade here. There are sections that are pretty exposed. .2 miles. Looks like some kind of a bridge over there. We should get some good river views, I hope. Okay, that looks fun. Now we got some exposed areas. If it was 100 degrees out, this area would be bad. I think a little side trail, about 1.77 miles from the start. Probably not getting out here, but you could if you absolutely had to. The other side's more realistic, probably. Nice and wide and clear there. There, for reference, mile marker 12 is 2 miles from where I started, or thereabouts. 2.07. Swampy. Glad that's not part of the river. In case anybody's wondering, there are not very many benches on this trail. I think that's the second one I've seen. First one was at the very beginning. So there's a 2 mile gap almost between benches. Moving pretty good. Boop. Walking right into the sun. I love this umbrella. I didn't put any sunscreen on. It's supposed to be 70 degrees. My thermostat on my jacket says 83. I think this is the first time I've ever used this umbrella. It's a 6 Moon design. Not sponsored. Wish it was. Big long strip of open area. This place is great for bicycles. I'm not a huge fan for hiking though. I'd rather be in the woods. Pretty flat though. That looks gnarly. I mean, for me, that's gnarly. Might be fun. I don't know. It was interesting. I walked by this area and could hear it. We are at exactly 3.5 miles. Not a bathroom or a bench in sight. Trying to think of the name of the... There is a park coming up in about 1.5 miles or so, I think. Milburnie, something like that. .6 miles. So about halfway in between the start and stop of this hike. Pretty cool bridge. Nice lazy river right here, huh? Oh, I'm gonna enjoy the kayak trip, I think. And that's 3 3/4. I like these things. Okay, we are back on the, what did that thing just say, that compass? We're on the west side of the Neuse, back on the residential side more so, and more shade on this side. So it seems like everything that was on the east side was wide open area, and I needed to use the sun umbrella because I forgot to bring my sun hoodie today. Thought I had one in every backpack. I didn't have one in any of the backpacks, and I have 3 backpacks in the Jeep, so I must have took them all in to get washed. Anyway, I'll be at 4 miles here soon, so we're over halfway done with this trail for the day. I need to find a spot to stop and have lunch, hopefully get a refill on water. Been about 20-minute miles, so got an hour and 22 minutes in. 4 miles on the nose to this bench. Of course, I had a little side trails and that kind of stuff, so 4 miles isn't exactly right. But for my hike today it is. So I probably have another 3.5 miles to go. Depending on side trails, maybe another 4. So I'm halfway done anyway. I'm gonna stop here and have lunch. I left the house and only had a small breakfast. And it's now 3:20. So I need to eat. Luckily I brought an MRE, so that's what we're gonna do. Bye bye lunch bench. Lunch bench. Lunch bench. Something like that. Well, that was a good snack. I opened up an MRE for beef goulash, and it had American patriotic sugar cookies in it, and it had applesauce, so I ate those 2 things. It had some crunchy peanut butter and strawberry jam and some bread. The bread won't be very good, but the strawberry jam and the peanut butter will be good and will make the bread palatable. So I'll probably do that when I get up at our next little break. I think we got about 3.5 miles left. And there's a park in the middle, so I might stop there and have the PB&J. But as far as being hungry, that's been held off a little bit, and I just about finished off my liter of water for my first hour of hike. Not really my idea of hiking. Certainly not the scenery that I prefer. But it's beautiful out anyway. I feel like I got on the trail at this point, at some point a couple years ago. I'm almost positive I either got picked up here or got dropped off here, and probably went this way to Anderson Point Park, so I think this might be a repeat for me. It's all part of the Mountain to Sea Trail, and I've done all the way from, I think, Neuse River Park to Clayton, North Carolina. So I've definitely done all this, but in small sections, little 3 and 5 mile pieces. Another access point, Milburnie Park, Allen Drive. That goes up into a neighborhood, but it even shows parking and bathrooms, but it doesn't say that it's a park, and it looks like private property. So I don't know. Okay. I have definitely been here before. In fact, I sat at that table one time and had lunch. I want to come out here and go fly fishing. I suppose over by those rocks, if I didn't want to go down this or if it was too shallow, I could just get out at those rocks and then put back in right here. Pretty big space. This little side, I think this goes to another kayak launch. So I'm gonna go check it out. I think it's probably just the main rock slab over here. I'm not going to go all the way over there. I'm pretty sure that's it. Nice little beach kind of thing. Somebody's over there with a hammock even. That's nice. It's my kind of stuff. Well, this would be a great place on the kayak to stop and have lunch. Now you're going to be in my video. Could actually get out right there and then have lunch right here. Interesting spot. And then there's probably a road access right there. It's a good emergency out spot probably. Might be tough to get underneath that bridge depending on the water level. It is really clogged up with all this trees. Oh, I don't know. There is a parking area right there. Not 100% sure what road this is. I'll figure it out and put it as a label on the video. Looks like there's two that are open over there. Sort of sketchy. Just about 6 miles in. Got about 1.5 miles, 1.6 left. Pretty boring, pretty flat. I don't think I would go out of my way to hike this ever again. I come out here with my bicycle though, which I might be able to ride now. So I'm gonna have to dig that out. Long straight path. 1 mile left. A little bit more my speed. Now we're coming into Anderson Point Park. So it looks more park-like. I like it a lot better. I wish the whole trail looked like this if it was going to be paved. This would be my fate. This would be better for me. But I'd really rather be on dirt. This surface is hard. It's not easy on the feet. I spent a lot of time over here when there's not a million gumballs to step on. Okay, we got about half a mile to go and we're done. You go that way, you go over top of the river. I'm tempted to go that way just so I can get some more pictures of the river, but I think I'll pass. And then, what the heck, we're gonna go look at the river. Anyway, this is not the way. This is Mingo Creek Trail. It goes over the river and then goes back the other direction. That way, half a mile to the park and to the Anderson Point Park boat launch that I should be landing at when I do the kayak trail, or the kayak paddle. We'll come up here and take some pictures and see what the river looks like though. I don't know if you can see it. That might be the boat ramp there. I don't know. Right there, maybe? I don't know. We gotta be pretty close though. Oh, we're back early. Well, sooner than I thought. There's my Jeep right there. So this has to be the boat ramp. So we'll go check that out. It looks like we can drive down here. And then there's a little turnaround. This will be perfect. Another muddy launch. But that's okay. That's pretty easy. Go straight from here to the Jeep waiting for me. That's the plan. Okay, to the Jeep we go. And we're done. Okay, backpackers, this is my little outro. 7.6 miles. Just covering the kind of scouting out the Falls River or the Neuse River Dam area down to Anderson Point Park. I got on the trail a little bit north of Buffalo Road. There's a park up there. It'll be in the comments or in the description. Probably won't go on that trail again. It's mostly bicycle land. It's long, straight, flat, boring. No real river views. Every once in a while there's a river view, but you know, not worth almost 8 miles for 4 little views. But it gave me a little bit of a sense of an idea of what I'm going to be in for when I go do this on a kayak, which I would like to do soon before it gets too crazy hot. But I'll post that when that happens. I don't think there's an intro for this video. I had no plans on posting it. Okay, backpackers, this has been Don with Don Your Backpack. Have a great day and take a hike.